Hello, English 1002. I'm playing around with my new camera in my office. This is going to be the first maiden voyage of this little Polycom camera. So let's see if it works. This is also an important post because I want to offer a few important reminders about the patterns and rhythms of peer review and response that I believe are appropriate for the class. The complete rough draft posting deadline is always going to be 2/3 or 3/4 of the way through the module drafting period. To get the most advantage out of your posting, of course, remember the following points. You might want to hit the pause button and get something to write with, because this might be worth noting. I'm going to make some important comments about patterns that have already been established, but it's a good time, I think, to reiterate them now so you'll understand. The first point, start drafting early. In the 8-week format of this course especially, major assignment due dates are 2 weeks apart. It's okay to take a short break after you get through with one of the projects, but I strongly discourage you from taking an entire week off before starting the next project. Allowing yourself 10 to 12 days to work through the process of a draft will almost certainly produce superior results than allowing yourself 5 to 7 days. Point 2, post drafts in progress. Research proves, scientific research and writing, writers profit the most from response and feedback during the process of drafting and revising. So the more partial drafts and rough drafts you post for peer review, the more of that helpful feedback and response you're going to get. Point 3, when you post your early draft, it's okay to expect general "am I on the right track" kind of response, along with suggestions. As your teacher, I will always provide that kind of response to early posts, along with as many specific suggestions or recommendations that I can think of. And that moves right on to point 4. When you post for response and feedback, once the initial complete rough draft deadline is passed, don't expect general open-ended response and feedback. Always ask 1 or 2 specific questions that you'd like your teacher and your peers to address. Now, this is after the complete rough draft posting deadline. If you don't ask specific questions at that late point in the process, I will not respond because, frankly, the time for that kind of response is past. Point 5, very important. Now, I'd like y'all to take this seriously. When you respond to a peer's paper, offer specific suggestions, and if it's appropriate, compliment the writer on specific features of the writing. Don't just write, "Oh, that's good," or "You seem to be coming along just fine," or "I like your writing, good luck." If you can't comment on anything specific, don't post, since all you're adding to the forum is what I call post clutter. We don't need that. We want to be specific, concrete, and helpful. All right, point 6, and this is related to, I think, point 4. The later in the module period, the less the teacher participates. That's another reason to begin posting early in the process. Here's the way I see my role. By the day after the rough draft posting deadline, I've offered dozens of detailed and thoughtful responses to everything that's been posted, your drafts as well as your classmates' drafts. Those responses serve not just the benefit of the writer who submitted his or her draft, but those responses serve the benefit of everyone in the class who should be thoughtfully reading classmates' rough drafts and all of the responses provided to those drafts by other students. So but by that point in the module period, Thursday when the assignment is due Sunday, or by Friday morning anyway, I feel like my task of guiding the class is done. And now it's up to you to make the final results happen. In other words, you show the teacher now that you can do it. As always, anytime you're lost or confused, send me an email or a call or come by the office, whatever is feasible for you. As best we can, we'll get through this together. And meanwhile, my favorite closing, happy drafts.